Hello and welcome to your local news broadcast. Today we will be covering the tragic car accident / involuntary manslaughter that happened today in the Valley of Ashes.
After Myrtle Wilson was reportedly hit by a car, her husband, George Wilson, believed that Jay Gatsby was the one driving the car and appeared at his house and killed him. George then killed himself after the incident. Daisy Buchanan, the woman reportedly driving the car, and her husband, Tom Buchanan, disappeared after all of this went down.
In the witness testimony, Tom Buchanan stated she ran out in the road. Son of a bitch didn't even stop his car. Witnesses described the driver as failing to stop the collision, raising serious concerns about accountability.
Well, Deanna, I heard from a local witness that Myrtle was running into the road because she thought Tom Buchanan, her secret boyfriend, was driving the car. Here's another quote from Tom Buchanan to George Wilson during the incident. "That yellow car I was driving this afternoon wasn't mine." According to Nick Carraway, a close observer of the events, the car involved belonged to Jay Gatsby, though the true driver remains unclear.
Well, I guess that means Tom is ratting out Gatsby, or should I say Daisy Buchanan. I wonder how George Wilson reacts. Let's find out. Here is Molly reporting live from the Valley of the Ashes.
We are live here in what locals call the Valley of Ashes, a desolate industrial area where just hours ago Myrtle Wilson was struck and killed by a speeding yellow car. And who exactly was driving the car? That's the question. Behind me, the road where the accident occurred is still blocked off as investigators continue examining the scene. Here is Tom Buchanan, who is, according to Kate and Deanna, Myrtle's secret boyfriend. Do you know who was driving the yellow car?
I believe it was Mr. Gatsby. It was his car. But it might have been... Oh, there we go.
How do you feel about this tragic event?
Oh my god, I'm shocked. I can't believe he would do that.
Now let's hear from George Wilson, Myrtle's husband. George, do you know who was driving the car?
I don't know. Tom said it was Gatsby. I can't believe him.
All right, that's it from your field reporter.
Thank you, Molly. Now let's hear from Zofia, our expert sociologist who deals with social behavior and activity in society. Big props to her because I don't know if I could ever do that.
I appreciate that very much, and what you have demonstrated here is an excellent example of how wealth and privilege dictate behavior and responsibility within our society. Tom and Daisy Buchanan show an example of what can be referred to elite carelessness. In this case, Daisy is responsible for driving the car that kills Myrtle Wilson. Tom and Daisy move out of town and live freely because they're not being punished, whereas Gatsby died, Myrtle died, and George Wilson went crazy from guilt and rage. This ties directly into events in the contemporary world in the 2020s, where individuals with wealth and influence often avoid full accountability for their actions, even in tragic situations like a hit-and-run accident. We chose modern hit-and-run cases involving wealthy individuals because they mirror the destructive nature of wealth and privilege seen in the situation. This is because in both instances, this reflects the systematic inequality within the justice system.
Tonight's piece helped us realize that not all stories come to a happy ending. A world divided by status also means that some people's voices are often silenced, while others can completely avoid consequence.
Myrtle Wilson, gone. George Wilson, gone. Jay Gatsby, gone. This just goes to show that people with power, privilege, and status can go unharmed, while people with those advantages have to struggle, and in this case, face unreasonable death.
Looking back at this case, we can ask ourselves, what did the American dream truly offer for everyone, or only those who could afford to escape its consequences?